Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Geeky Girls Knit. Today is Wednesday, October the 10th, and I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a bit weird on Ravelry.
And we are so glad to have you here today. We'd like to welcome all of our new viewers and invite you to join us on Ravelry or Twitter, Facebook to connect with us. And also we thank our returning viewers for continuing with us. And let's get started.
Now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles?
I have my socks. I finished the heel flap,
Yay!
but I don't know how to pick up stitches. Yay!
That's what your mother is here to teach you. Right?
Yeah.
After the podcast. So you're doing good on those.
Yep.
So that is the 2 at a time toe up sock pattern from our local yarn shop, Yarnies. And you are doing those on US 4s.
Yes.
3.5 millimeters. I'm looking at the show notes. On Bravo Jacquard color yarn in the colorway Rainbow. Hold it up there so they can see. Turn it the other way so that they can see the pattern that it's making, because I really like what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really pretty. Those are going to be nice, cozy socks for cool Texas nights. Yeah, we get a lot of those, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get to a stopping point on this, but I'll show you my other project first, and maybe I can get that caught up in a second. So these are my Jekyll and Hyde socks, and I have turned my heel and done my gusset, and now I'm working on the foot. So there's the heel, and let's see. So there's the foot started.
It's a foot.
It is a foot. This is a pattern by Sarah Wilson. I love the twists in it. And this is on US 1's 2.25 millimeters in Vice sock yarn, Amazingly Amy colorway. And I'm hoping to make a lot of progress on those here in the next few days, because I'm almost done with Clue 2 for my other current work in progress. We won't talk about the other ones that are hiding. I used to be a single project knitter, and I've been turned into, I think I have like 5 projects on the needles right now, maybe. Lots. Okay, so I'm about to show you my Lethal Mystery Shawl knit along progress. If you do not want to be spoiled, you might want to fast forward, because I'm about to show you almost all of Clue 2 as well as Clue 1. Let me tell you about the yarn and the needles while I'm trying to get to the stop point. This is on US 5s, which is 3.75 millimeters, and this pattern is by Lee Meredith, and it's a 5-week mystery knit along, and I'm doing the extra large size. The wingspan of it when I get finished should be about 72 inches, I think is what we said. And the colors I'm using so far is Crystal Palace Panda Superwash in Bittersweet, and Knit 1 Crochet 2 Crocodile in Candy, and then I have some pretty sequins yarn to add in Clue 3, which will be really cool. Okay, I'm just about there. Let me do these last 2 stitches and I'll be at a stopping point. Almost, almost, almost. Okay, here we go. So, Clue 1 last week was this wing span thing. These chains are Clue 2. And they're meant to be asymmetrical. She's told us we're doing right. So I am currently only about, I think I have like 6 stitches left down here on the end, and my end point will be down here on this end. So I've got about maybe 5 more rows to do, and I'll be done with clue 2. And she told us this morning that this is kind of the proper orientation, which is hard to tell because of the needles where I'm at right now. But I love these chains that we're doing. I think they're so pretty. Somebody said that they remind them of Lethal's classes, which they kind of do. So that's what's on my needles. I should be done with this here in the next little bit, and then I will be working on my Jekyll and Hyde socks to try to get a lot of progress on them. And that's what's on our needles. And now we are going to show you some finished projects. I'm like,
Hi.
I just asked her, how are you going to talk to me with that around your mouth? Silly girl. We are actually showing you some older projects because neither one of us have a current finished one. So my project is actually a design that I have published. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and the pattern is called My Cane Didn't Want to Be Naked Anymore. And here it is. So it's ribbing on the handle, and then just stockinette all the way to the bottom of the cane, and then there is ribbing to cover the bottom little part of the cane to hold it in place. So the yarn that this is in is the same as what Damaris is doing her socks in right now, the Bravo Jacquard color, but it's in the colorway Mulberry. And it makes this gorgeous pattern. And I did this on US 5s, 3.75 millimeters. And I just wanted a decorative cozy for my cane because I have to use a cane because of my fibromyalgia. So this is my pretty. My cane didn't want to be naked anymore. What do you have?
A scarf.
Tell us about this scarf.
It's woolly goodness.
It smells good, doesn't it? Yeah. I love the way wool smells.
I love the smell of wool in the morning.
It's actually afternoon, honey.
I knew that.
So what pattern is this?
This is the Flatmate scarf by someone.
Jen Ecker?
Yes.
But that's not what you call it.
Yes. I call it I'm Not His Date.
Okay.
This is a Sherlock reference. Yay.
So tell us why you call it I'm Not His Date.
Okay.
It's funny.
Yes. Okay. So in the BBC series Sherlock, in the pilot episode, A Study in Pink, Sherlock and John are in this restaurant, Angelo's. And Angelo says, I'll go get you a candle, it's more romantic. And Sherlock doesn't say anything. He just stares out the window, but John says, I'm not his date.
So this is the I'm Not His Date scarf.
Yeah.
So let's look at this. This is Damaris's first cabled project, and I'm really proud of how she did.
It's based off of John's jumper from the pilot episode.
And this is done on US 9s, 5.5 millimeters in Cascade 220 Natural colorway. And hey,
Sorry.
mama abuse, mama abuse. You did this for the Revelinant Games.
Yes.
She was on Team Yarnies, our local yarn shop team with me. And she did this gorgeous scarf.
That's not a word.
Sure it is. I just said it. Gorgeous.
It's not a word.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
I like to make up words. We're a little giggly today.
Was there something in our lunch?
Maybe so. You helped cook it.
Actually, you called me up here so you could help me with my math problem. So I just heated it up in the microwave.
So maybe Daddy put something in it. Maybe we should call Sherlock to investigate.
We can't. He jumped off a building.
That was a spoiler in case anybody hasn't seen series 2. Whoops. Okay. So that's our finished projects for this week. And now it's time for the part of this show that we call Yummies. Damaris doesn't like it that I win every week because it's still called Yummies. This is our current favorite things. So, and they don't have to be something you can eat, but a lot of times they are. Because we like yummy things.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay, so last week was my birthday. Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. It was on Thursday. And Damaris and Russ took me out to lunch to Cracker Barrel. And I had this amazing pumpkin custard.
Not fish custard, pumpkin custard.
Pumpkin custard with caramel mousse and a ginger snap and ginger crumbles all over the top of it.
Gingers.
And it was delicious. Plus, I got it for free because it was my birthday. I love pumpkin.
Are you trying to make me jealous?
Yes, I am. If you have a Cracker Barrel anywhere near you, run. Don't walk. Run and go get a pumpkin custard.
But we don't want them to get run over.
No.
Go in your car, but don't die.
Yeah, we would feel really guilty. I just made a mistake while I was talking. But it's okay, I fixed it. So you should definitely try the pumpkin custard. And it was really reasonably priced anyway. I think it was like $2.99, which is really reasonably priced for a dessert. If I had to pay for it, which I didn't. So, and my other yummy pumpkin spice creamer for my coffee.
Yes, I was trying to get her to use up the rest of the powdery French vanilla creamer, but she said no.
Because Russell bought me pumpkin spice creamer at the grocery store last night. I love it.
It smells good.
It was
It also tastes good.
Yummy. Were you drinking my creamer?
No, I accidentally got some on my fingers when I was pulling the thing off. I would not drink your creamer. That's gross. That's gross.
And you're not allowed to have coffee yet.
Yet.
Not tomorrow either.
Not tomorrow.
Not Saturday either.
Drat.
I know what you were thinking. Go ahead and tell us. What is Saturday, Damaris?
The 13th.
But it's also what?
A day.
On which what happened 13 years ago?
Stuff.
What kind of stuff?
It's my birthday.
Yay! Damaris' birthday is Saturday. She'll be 13.
Yay.
I can't be old enough to have a 13-year-old.
I think you are old enough to have a 13-year-old.
Nope, I don't believe it.
I don't know.
I don't believe it.
Well, either way, you're going to have a 13-year-old.
The brick on the head trick didn't work.
You never put a brick on my head.
Maybe I did while you were sleeping.
I would be lying down, so I wouldn't do anything.
Maybe I stood you up and made you sleep standing up.
Then why did I wake up lying down?
Because I had to go to bed eventually, so I laid you down. No, not really.
You're just being weird. Stop.
There was something in the food.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Did Sherlock put something in our food?
yes. So you'll be 13 on Saturday. Are you excited?
I guess.
You'll officially be a teenager.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yay.
What else is yummy, Damaris?
It's not yummy because I can't eat it.
But it's yummy because it's yummy goodness.
It's woolly goodness.
But it's still yummy.
It's John Watson-y goodness.
So tell us, what is this thing?
It's a thing.
Pattern?
Yes, that. It's pattern for John Watson's jumper sweater from A Study in Pink.
Cabled crew neck,
Yes.
upon which your scarf is based.
Yes.
And why are you telling us this?
Because I want to make it.
Ah.
Yeah. But the sizes are too big, so we'll have to figure out how to make it smaller
We will figure it out.
so it will fit me.
Yes.
Yay.
Yummy.
I would not like to eat wool.
No, but it's still yummy.
It's John Watson It's a thing.
That too.
It's John Watson awesomeness.
And that is what's yummy.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading and watching.
Yes.
I am reading the Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien.
And what do you think so far?
It's interesting. It's not like something I've read before.
Okay, is that good or bad?
It's interesting. I thought it was going to be kind of like Lord of the Rings, but it's not really.
What is it like?
It's like a history of things.
Okay.
History. I'm not good with words today.
Well, I read this week Breakdown by Catherine Hanna. I mentioned it last week that I was going to read it. It was a post-apocalyptic story, but interestingly enough, it more centered around the grieving process and what it looked like for these different characters after this worldwide illness killed so many people. And so it was a really interesting study on grief. It was an emotional book to read. I cried. But it was I would recommend it. It was a very well written book, and I was impressed by this author. I had never read her before, so. And I don't know what I'm reading now.
A book.
A book. I don't know. It must not have sunk in with me very much because I can't remember. I read a lot. So let's move on to TV. And here is your spoiler alert. If you have not watched the most recent episodes of Last Resort, Person of Interest, Elementary, Fringe, Once Upon a Time, Revolution, or NCIS, we're about to discuss all of those.
Yeah, we forgot to give a spoiler alert last week.
Sorry. So, if you have not watched the most recent episodes of any of those, you're going to want to fast forward. And that's the order we're going to talk about them in. So, if you need to fast forward just during part of one. Okay, So, Last Resort. I was not as impressed this week as I was the week before.
I don't really remember what happened. I don't think I was paying attention.
Now, you watched it with me, but I had to go pull up a synopsis when I was getting ready for the show today because I could not really remember what happened. That's how unimpressed I was with it. So, I'm going to give it another shot. I'll give it a shot. It's on tomorrow night. Yeah. It's on Thursday nights. So, I'll give it another shot tomorrow night, but if it doesn't get better, I get axed from my TV watching list.
That was an axe.
Yes. What's the line from Survivor? You may now leave the island or something? You've been eliminated?
You will be exterminated.
Okay, Person of Interest. That was also Thursday night.
I didn't pay attention.
No, you didn't watch that. But I did, and I enjoyed it actually. Finding out more about the machine and everything, and Harold Finch was saved.
I saw that.
Which was good. But what has me asking questions is this woman, her, I don't know what her real name is, but she goes by Root, R-O-T, computer term. And she's the one that had kidnapped Finch, and I'm not really sure why she is so obsessed with the machine and with Finch and with her friend's death and all these things. So, and this has been going on. She's been having issues apparently since she was a child. So, I'm not quite sure what the deal is. So we shall see. But it was a good episode last week. I really did enjoy watching it. So, Elementary. It was interesting to me how emotional Sherlock was about the violin. Because in the BBC Sherlock,
he plays it whenever he's bored.
Exactly.
And I bet he plays it at 3 in the morning, annoying John to death.
Probably so. So it was interesting because he burned the violin, but then he played a violin at the end of the episode.
How can you play it if you burned it?
He must have gotten another one or had another one or something. But I thought that the episode was a really good whodunit story this past week. You know, about the lady, she was in a coma, and the doctor was bringing her out of the coma to kill her half siblings for their money, their inheritance, and I thought it was just a real good whodunit this week, so I was impressed with it. So it'll be back on tomorrow.
Everything's on tomorrow?
There's 3 shows we watch on Thursdays. But then I'll watch Elementary with you on Friday because it comes on after you go to bed.
Yes.
So I will record it. Fringe. So they got the videotape out of the amber.
Yes.
And now they have to go on this hunt for the videotapes to figure out what they're supposed to do.
It's a quest.
Treasure hunt. So here is the questions, though, that were going on in my mind. What happened to Etta, which is Peter and Olivia's daughter?
I thought her name was Anna.
No, Henrietta.
I must have not been paying attention.
I think that's what her name is. Hold on, I'm going to IMDb while we're talking. If it's not, I have been very confused. So I'm wondering what happened to her that day that the observers came, and you know, she disappeared. But then we saw a picture. Was it in her apartment or something, of her with the 2 people that I assume took on the role of her parents after the observers came. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm still looking for her name is. Yeah, Henrietta. Henrietta Bishop right there.
Okay.
I was right. Thank goodness for IMDb. So I'm wanting to know about her history. I want to know what happened when the observers came and how she disappeared. Did the observers take her and then place her with these other parents, or was she lost in the kerfuffle and it just was kind of a random act? Or
Kerfluffle.
that's a fun word, isn't it?
That's a fun word.
I like that word.
Let's make it the word of the day.
Kerfluffle.
Kerfluffle.
No, kerfuffle.
Kerfluffle. I thought it was kerfluffle.
No, not
Kerfluffle.
not fluffy. Kerfuffle.
I didn't say fluffy. I said kerfluffle.
I know, but kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
So anyway, I'm just interested in her backstory, and I hope we find out some more, because it seems like she's been really damaged by what's happened, which was evidenced by what she was doing with the guy they captured, you know, how she was torturing him and such. So, once upon a time.
There was a TV show.
Yes.
Called Once Upon a Time.
Yes, there was. So this episode, I think, was better than the previous weeks. It gave us some more story. I'm not really sure what happened with Regina, that all of a sudden she turned nice and let her son go live with his grandfather.
Okay, I really must not have been paying attention.
Well, because, you know, they took Charming took him away and had him living with him, but then Regina, her magic came back and she took him back, and then she agreed for him to go live with his grandfather. You watched this with me.
I'm just going to nod.
She watched it with me. She just doesn't remember, apparently. So, but then the big kind of exciting moment was towards the very, very end, when we see that Regina's mom, Cora, is still alive and she's in the Enchanted Forest. She was in the jail where I lost names. Emma and Mary Margaret were thrown in after they came through the Mad Hatter's hat. Yes. Woo! Yes. So
that's a lot of stuff.
That's going to be interesting to see what happens with Cora. Does she still have her magic? If she does, is her magic stronger than Regina's? What's going to happen when she and Regina meet face to face? Because you know that'll happen. Since Regina's the one that sent her through the mirror from Rumpelstiltskin. So, Revolution.
She was sobbing.
I was, both times I watched it, because I watched it once with Russell and then watched it again with Damaris yesterday, and was sobbing when Maggie died. That was so sad. And she asks for her phone, even though there's no power, and she can't see the pictures of her kids, but then we see the flashback where she's reading The Wizard of Oz to the kids, and how she walked all the way across the United States trying to get a boat back to England so she could be with her kids. That broke my mama heart. Okay, so my other question is, why is it Charlie's mom, Rachel, I remembered her name.
You finally looked up her name.
Yes, I did have to look it up, but now I remember. So why is Rachel the one that turned herself into Miles in the flashback? Because we see Ben, which is Charlie's dad.
Yeah.
Ben and Charlie and Rachel and her brother. What's Danny. See, I don't know that name yet. We see them all on the road in a flashback, and Rachel says she's going to get food and it'll be gone in just a couple of months, but then she walks into this farmhouse and turns herself into Miles, who is Ben's brother. and makes Miles promise that she'll get to see her kids again, but evidently that has not happened because now she's in the custody of Monroe and has been for how many ever years this has been.
15.
Well, no, because Charlie was not still as young as she was when the blackout happened at 15 when she walked away. So I would guess maybe like 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know. They didn't really tell us how old Charlie was in that scene. But she had aged some. She'd grown up some. And so, and why did they want Rachel instead of Ben when they think that Ben has this information about why the blackout happened? Because why?
Because.
That's no help. So, that's my question. And so hopefully I'm sure we'll get to see the answer to that. But Revolution did get picked up for a full season. So we'll get a full season of it. And it seems like it's doing pretty well, so that I bet it will be renewed, would be my guess. So, Revolution. All right, NCIS.
There's evil afoot that must be cast asunder.
That was the best line of the whole episode. Ducky saying that. He sounded like Sherlock. There is evil afoot.
ACD Sherlock, not BBC Sherlock. BBC Sherlock says the game is on, not the game is afoot.
Right.
Yes.
But in the books.
Yes. The game is afoot.
The game is afoot.
The door is ajar. Ha ha ha. No, okay. Today is the day for bad jokes.
So I thought that was the best line of the whole episode, though.
That was the best episode of the whole line.
It was the best episode of the whole line. But I'm worried about Ducky because he doesn't seem to be sure about what his role is, his place is anymore ever since his heart attack. So I'm hoping they're not working towards writing him out. I think I vented about that last week, about how they better not write him out.
You did.
So I really love Ducky, so I hope they don't get rid of him.
Gibbs made the lid pop off of Abby's calf cow.
That was funny. But it was not even scripted. That's what Polly said on Twitter last night.
They're just like, oops.
That the lid popped off, and they just kind of went with it.
Mark, you are not supposed to squeeze the cup.
So that was funny. So, and also then tonight, Wednesday night, Arrow starts on CW. So we're going to give that a shot and see what we think about it.
Today is the year. This year is the year for new shows. A whole bunch of new shows, apparently.
Yeah, well, every year they put out a bunch of new shows. It just happens that we're interested in quite a few of them this year. So that's what we're watching. And if you want to talk more about it, come to the Ravelry group and we will discuss TV.
And now it is time for trivia.
Trivia!
Okay.
We need a theme song. That'd be cool. Sorry, I like to sing. So what was the question last week, Damaris?
Last week's question was,
Yeah.
Caitlin Blackwood, who played young Amelia Pond, and Karen Gillan, who played Amy Pond, are connected. How?
These are Doctor Who people, in case you're not a Doctor Who person like me.
And the answer was they were cousins. They were cousins. They are cousins. I hope. I hope they're still cousins.
And they had never met until the filming.
But Karen suggested Caitlin to play young Amelia Pond.
And I saw when there was something about, when I was looking up some stuff of getting ready for the show, I saw that like there was something unique about the fact that it started with the young Amy and ended with the young Amy. That is different than the other companions. How, you know, because you met young Amy to start with, and you and the last thing you saw was young Amy.
Yes. with Rose. Rose is kind of weird, okay? Rose first met the Doctor when the Doctor was in his 10th regeneration, but the Doctor first met Rose when he was in his 9th regeneration because of timey-wimey.
Gotcha. So who got the trivia question correct this last week?
Drum roll, please.
Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Knitting Mom Amy, again.
Amy, you are so smart. And she even waited until yesterday to answer to give somebody else a shot.
People, why you no answer trivia questions?
Well, here's our trivia question for this week. So let's see if Amy's going to keep up her role of winning or if we're going to have a new winner this week. So Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Sherlock in BBC Sherlock, and Johnny Lee Miller, who plays Sherlock in Elementary, which is the new show that we've been watching.
On CBS.
Is it CBS or NBC?
Yes.
Oh, I almost said NBC. Oops. Okay, so beyond the fact that they both play Sherlock, they have another connection. What is it?
I told her about it, and she remembered.
I also looked it up again to get the details. So, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict.
That's what I said.
You said Benedict. Benedict. Benedict's name is a mouthful.
Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Sherlock in the BBC Sherlock, and Johnny Lee Miller, who plays Sherlock in Elementary, have another connection. What is it? If you know the answer, come post in the episode 7 thread on Ravelry. And that's a wrap on episode 7 of Geeky Girls Knit. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to talking with y'all on Ravelry or Twitter or Facebook or I don't know where else. The blog or our website, Geeky Girls Knit, GeekyGirlsKnit.wordpress.com. And there's links there to everywhere else you can find us on Ravelry, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Blip TV, on iTunes, on YouTube. I think that's it.
In Narnia?
Sure, let's go. Maybe it's cooler there. The weather here is crazy right now.
Weather is so changeable.
We had frost on Monday morning, and then it's like up in the 80s now.
Yes, but it's been cloudy all day. And it's been in the 50s and lower 60s today.
So, I don't know. It's crazy. The weather's crazy.
It's Moriarty, because it's so changeable.
You're crazy. So, I am Cece Java Pearl.
I am Damaris. Damaris dashed a bit weird.
And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Happy knitting!